Well, hello everybody on the YouTube. It's the Wingnut, and as you can see, I am not on the motorcycle. Well, they say troubles come in threes, right? So let's talk about the three troubles recently that I've had to deal with, and still dealing with for that matter. The first one was my wife had to go into work on Sunday. Car wouldn't start. Well, the battery's old, and I knew it was time for the battery to go. So, you know, it's after a week and the battery's completely flat. Probably the battery's too old to hold the charge anymore, and charge system, all this stuff's got to get checked. No big deal. So Mrs. Wingnut gets in the truck and we drive to her work. On the way back, I kept smelling something funny. Well, I wasn't really sure what it was, but when I went to brake, the truck started pulling off to the right really hard. So got home, checked it out, and not only was my passenger side front brake locked, my driver's side front brake was also engaged, but it was just making contact, whereas on the passenger side was just turning. And to be perfectly honest, the truck didn't feel sluggish on the drive, but going down Tidewater, it doesn't go very fast. So, crap. Like, what do you do? So, get the jump box going on the car and the charger on the car. Set up an appointment for Monday, drop the truck off. Truck spends, 2 days in the shop. $1.5 plus later. Comes back, whole new fucking front brake system. New lines, everything else. Brake system flushed. The brakes locked due to some trash. Still, it happens. We go to swap the battery, because I bought a new one from my wife's Mini Cooper, and found something weird. Show you a picture of it. Should be popping up right over here somewhere. And what it turned out to be is a GPS tracker on my wife's car that I didn't install and she didn't install. And when I called the dealership that we bought the car from, because we did buy it used, they didn't install. And then I had to end up calling Norfolk Police. And Norfolk Police thinks that because of the model and type that it is, that it's not something that they use. And the fact that it was hacked into the wiring harness probably means that the previous owner had done like a title loan or had bought it at a place that was a buy here, pay here kind of finance house. And they usually do use those kind of units to find cars when it's time to repossess them, because on the buy here, pay here kind of places and with title loans, it's all designed to really take your car from you, and then you have to pay them back for what you borrowed, plus you lose your car that they can turn around and resell. It is not designed to be a helpful tool. All right, that's two problems. A bad battery that was probably caused by this, GPS tracker draining it down, if the car wasn't ran once a week. And an old battery. Brakes on the truck. Let's talk about number three, which is why we're getting to why I'm shooting this in the truck. Motorcycle won't start. And I don't know why it won't start. It'll kind of start. It'll kind of want to start. But it's weird. It's done it once before, and it was this time last year when it turned colder. And it's a possibility it's either the starter, the brushes on the starter, or the contacts on the starter are going bad. Forgive me if it's not the proper term. It just is what it is. Or it is the clutch safety switch. I had intended to do a starter mod on it anyways, using the starter from a 2.2 liter Toyota Solaris anyways, which is supposed to improve the cold cranking ability of the starter anyways, because it's a known issue for these bikes to have problems cranking in cold weather. Yay. So we'll see on that. I gotta figure it out. On the upside, my Wampus rack is on its way in today, and I'll be putting that on the bike after I figure out the start issue. So, it is what it is. I really wished I had something to fun to talk about or something to see or something to do today, but unfortunately the bike is down. Even though it is cold out, I was perfectly prepared to ride in the cold just so I can enjoy my motorcycle, and it won't start. So it is what it is. God, I hate that term and I keep using it, but I'm going to take advantage of this situation and my power stroke and get through. All right, so I could keep saying it is what it is. I'm really been out of shape. Like, financially, it's a kick in the nuts. Thankfully, my wife and I are very financially stable, and we've been really smart with our money, so it doesn't hurt us that we're having to shell out a ton of money. The GPS system that is on her car is getting removed. I'm taking it to a Mini Cooper specialist, simply because the way that the wiring was hacked in, and it really was hacked in. I want to have that harness replaced just to be on the safe side. And then I'm going to keep looking into it, because when I talked to the manufacturer of the part, they couldn't give me any information on the tracker because it was still active. So, just trying to figure out it. We've had this car 4 years, and it bothers me that this thing's been live on the car for as long. It could be up to 4 years, or it could have been put on by somebody else, but people have limited access to my vehicles. Most things on my vehicles I fix myself, unless it requires a computer or specialty tools that are more expensive than the one time I need it done. Or if it goes to a shop when I'm out to sea and my wife needs things fixed. So I don't think it's a shop that did any work on her car, because frankly I've been doing business with those shops for 20 years and that's not what they do. So I'm pretty sure it's from a previous owner of the vehicle, and it was just left on. I just don't remember seeing it because of how it was mounted. It wasn't mounted where you could easily see it. You had to remove the battery to even see the damn thing. Alright, so it's really freaky. Don't get me wrong, it's really freaking me out. And then the dealership I bought it from, they don't have any record of it having it on there. Doesn't mean that it didn't have it on it when they purchased it, because apparently it wasn't on the lot very long when we got it. So they probably hadn't had a chance to run through it. So, I'll keep people updated as if it's something else interesting. I just needed to vent today a little bit. Everybody's got shit going on. Everybody's got stuff. I'm not saying that this crap to be woe is me, life is horrible. Just frustrating. And if you've experienced anything like this, please, if you experienced an unknown GPS tracker on your vehicle, put it in the comments. Tell me about it. I'm curious. Like, this is kind of weird. And then it doesn't help that all the different things on the different vehicles are breaking down. That's just frustrating and costly. But it is what it is on that. Hey guys, it's the Wingnut. I invite you to like, dislike, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I'm on. Hey, have a good one.